Well, that was one heck of a debut for Luis Arraez, was it not? Holy cow. Four-hit game, makes Padres history, becomes the first Padre to debut with a four-hit day. Had an opportunity to have five hits in this game, but goes 4 for 6, drives in a run, scores 2 runs. He's hitting 315 on the year. Today, rose his average to 315. He was just below 300, I believe, when the Padres made this trade last night. OPS at 751. And I'm not really doing a full post-game reaction here tonight because I'm not going to act like I watched the entire game. I listened to some of it on the radio. I had work. So, again, this is not really post-game reaction. This is more just the point that I wanted to get across tonight coming off of what Luis Arraez did. I mean, going back and seeing the swings that he had, the double to start things off right off the bat, and then his second hit and that ball was not a strike, but it totally reminds. I mean, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I think it does. I was listening to Tony Gwynn Jr. on the radio, and he definitely was like, "Man, this does remind me of my dad." And I'm sure this had to be an emotional game for him, if you know what I'm saying there, because of the resemblance there. There is never going to be another Tony Gwynn, right? He was just so special, and it that's one thing. Like if I could go back in time to a moment or to a player's career and be able to see the whole thing, like Tony Gwynn, I'd love to go back and see the whole career because I never got to see Tony Gwynn live in his prime, you know? But it seems like the comparisons, it's okay to make these comparisons. And I'm saying that while making sure to be clear and saying that Luis Arraez is not Tony Gwynn. But he is the closest to Tony Gwynn. And for him to be a San Diego Padre, I think that makes Junior happy. I think that makes a lot of Padres fans happy. And like the influence that Luis Arraez can have on someone like Jackson Merrill, a young guy, a rookie, and going into this D-back series, if you were to ask me, who are the Luis Arraezes on the team, right? You point to Merrill and you point to probably Profar, guys that have good at-bats. I don't think they strike out a bunch. Now, no one's on the level of Luis Arraez. The guy like barely swings and misses, but to like someone that is in that type of approach category, if that makes sense, Jackson Merrill's that guy. And so Merrill to be able to learn from Luis Arraez, I don't know how long he's going to be here for. He's under control through next season. We'll see what happens. But I think that can only help. That can't hurt, right? Just like it can't hurt to have Luis Arraez in this lineup. And I guess there were some Padres fans that weren't the biggest fans of this move. Maybe they wanted the Padres to wait to see if they really needed someone like Luis Arraez, maybe use those prospects on pitching. People, still concerned about the pitching, and that's okay to be concerned about it. As fans, sometimes we're just concerned, regardless of what the team looks like. We're just concerned. But Michael King, another good outing tonight. Um, but like, it doesn't hurt to have Luis Arraez. So for anyone that poo-pooed this deal, one night does not prove that it's the right thing. But Dylan Head was not going to impact this team right now, right? He's a teenager. Nathan Martorella wasn't going to impact this team now, and it seemed like he was probably going to be blocked with the Padres from getting consistent playing time. Graham Pauley, by the way, was sent down today, which makes sense. Like, I want him to get everyday playing time. He needs that. I just don't understand why he was brought up again, and then he didn't play almost every day. But the guys, again, that were included in this deal, Woo Suk Go, he wasn't impacting this big league bullpen at this moment. So I'm fine. Marcy, okay, we'll see what happens there. He was probably the closest to the big leagues. Maybe Martorella. Both guys were at AA. But you have Jackson Merrill playing well right now. Doesn't mean he's going to do it forever, but I think that they like what they're seeing there. They have a Zokar that can be a fourth outfielder. Profar's playing well. You obviously have Nando long term. It made sense to go make this move. If I'm the Padres, if I'm AJ Preller, my seat probably is warm, and you got to win. Got to make the postseason, and you don't have to give up big league pieces. You don't have to give up your top prospects. I know Dylan Head, I think, was 6, but you don't have to give up your top guys and you get Luis Arraez to add to the top of this lineup, you're gonna take that. You are going to take that, no doubt about that. And he just lengthens the lineup. That's my main point I wanted to make here. It took me a little bit, but here we go. So tonight with this lineup, Arraez, Tatis, Cronenworth, Machado, Profar, Bogarts, Merrill, Campusano, Kim. And I believe I said pretty much that the other night, last night when I was talking about what the lineup might be. Arraez leading off, keeping Tatis in the 2 spot, having the left, right. You have Profar right behind Manny because he's playing well. You put him in front of Bogarts. Then you go Merrill, Campusano. Kim is not the worst 9 hitter in the world. He homers tonight to left center. It just extends the lineup. Instead of having Profar be the leadoff guy, now you have one of the best contact hitter in baseball leading off. And now you can have Profar go all the way down to the 5 spot, and he has a 977 OPS this year. You have guys on base, hopefully in front. A really good shot to have a rise on base in front if the inning extends to Profar there, and that gives Profar more opportunities to be even more impactful, more RBI opportunities than what he was going to be getting at the top of the order, coming behind Tyler Wade or whoever's at the bottom of the order. So I like it. This having Ha-Sung Kim hit ninth. It's not, like I just said, it's not the worst second leadoff hitter. It's one of the better, probably second leadoff hitters, if that makes sense, in all of baseball. And maybe if Kim hits better, then maybe they have Merrill go back down to 9. I don't know, but I really like how this lineup looks right now. I'd still like more production out of Bogarts. Manny's getting going, though. That's an encouraging sign. Cronenworth, an 860 OPS. Tatis, hopefully he can really start getting going here. I think he's swinging the bat better. So it just extends the lineup. And for a team that needs to try to win right now because these guys don't get younger, Manny, Bogart, the guys that are in their primes, Tatis is entering the prime, right? Hopefully he has a long prime. Cronenworth, same like prime, right, of his career. Musgrove, Darvish, we know he's going to be up there, right? He'll be 42 when that contract ends. You got to win now, not just to save AJ Preller's job, but coming off of the embarrassing 2023, they weren't able to go all the way to the World Series or win the World Series, obviously, in 2022. You got to win. You got to take advantage of this window. Now, Snelling could come up, Lesko, right? And the window could extend, we hope. But right now, I'm seeing this as a 2-year window, this year and next year. The Schilt contract, the Cease contract, the Arraez contract. And maybe I'm missing some others, but that's how I'm looking at it right now. Bunch of guys in their primes, and this Arraez edition, if you don't like it, then it's probably because like you're too much of a GM fan. Instead of just saying, I'm a fan of the Padres, I'm excited that we added to this big league roster. We can worry about the future of this franchise in the future, right? We should want to win as a fan base right now. And I think the majority of the fan base likes this move. I sure do. What a start to Luis Arraez's Padres tenure. And it's going to be a treat to watch this guy on a nightly basis play for the San Diego Padres at the top of the order, going oppo, doubling, just finding a way to make contact.